give an entertaining show. However, try to tell the truth as much as we can.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So before we go any further, we do have a special announcement.
What's that?
So, I don't know if for our shout out to all of our listeners, all those that have been holding us down faithfully, because going back a couple shows ago, we said something about, we had a special announcement where we mentioned that we're now featured on iHeartRadio.
That's right.
And then I don't know.
I gotta get my
yes.
sound of a
Yes. So I don't know if you guys paid attention to the end of that little conversation when we talked about we're now on iHeartRadio, but we also said we're getting ready to invade iTunes, and guess what? We have invaded iTunes. We are now featured on iTunes. Yes.
Listen, we're going to be everywhere. Anywhere that
we're going to be
know
everywhere
about entertainment, pop culture,
exactly.
TV. Anytime you want to know about anything, we're going to be there.
Yes, we're going to be there.
You just look up We Talk Weekly. I'm trying to tell you, We Talk Weekly.
Exactly.
The beautiful
Lauren Sizzle.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So, Mr. Charles Gregory, did not ask me about my day.
I know. You know what?
Because I wanted to take my little 1 minute to rant.
Yeah,
I'll give you 30 seconds of a rant.
I'm gonna ask you that question, but I'm gonna tell you why. Right? Because
I'm gonna let you finish.
The way your president comments are set up, it throws the nation into a spiral.
Yes.
And whether you want to acknowledge that Donald Trump is your president or not, if you're living in America, he's your president.
Yeah, exactly. Wait a minute.
Yeah, all right.
Because you remember when he was elected, some people said that they were moving back to Africa.
Here.
Y'all still here?
They still here. Ain't a lot of talk.
Yes.
They still here.
Yes.
Right.
Mm.
And realistically, we have to start thinking when things like this happens, what will we actually do?
Exactly.
What can we do?
Right.
What are our options?
Right. And we have to learn to be proactive and not reactive.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So for those of you who were like, I'm moving to Africa and this, that, and the other. No, what you needed to probably do was get out and educate the people about voting and getting out to the polls.
That's
and don't
right.
believe all the propaganda about your vote doesn't count.
Absolutely.
Do not believe that.
I mean, statistically, if you see those numbers while your president is in the White House right now, it says that certain people did not vote.
Right.
And certain people did. Right? And so we have to question both sides. Why did a certain demographic, certain constituents vote for Donald Trump, right? But then why did a certain constituents, a certain demographic not go out to vote? Right. Gotta ask those questions.
Gotta ask the questions. You got to.
So before we go to get all into that, because I know you got some information, for us. How was your day, man? How was your day?
So I had one of those days that you just want to just go home and get in the bed. You don't want to talk to nobody. You don't. It was just one of those days where it just didn't end. It was just like nonstop, just back to back to back stuff. I was just very, very irritated.
Sometimes it's like, sometimes you had those days, and I was like, yo, come on, man, let's just go ahead, knock this thing out.
My day was that bad. I almost did not come to the show. I was like, you know what? I don't even want to do it. I don't even want to do it. But
we got an obligation to the people, man.
Exactly.
Exactly. Gotta get the people, the good old people, the information.
Yes.
That's an obligation that we took. It's kind of like one of those things where when you're a celebrity, right? When you are a celebrity and you reach a certain status where everyone loves you, everyone wants a piece of you or autograph. And you decide to go sit outside in a restaurant on the outside right? And want to eat and enjoy your meal. Well, sometimes those people who so love you dearly sees you and still wants a piece of you.
Right.
Piece of you meaning maybe an autograph.
Exactly.
You cannot get mad.
You can't, and
you
so
cannot
many people
get mad. This is what you signed up for. You wanted you wanted fame. This is the price of fame and fortune.
Right. And you literally become a public figure.
Absolutely.
Public meaning nothing is private.
Nothing is private.
Yes.
So you open a door for certain things. So don't get mad. Oh, sometimes I want my privacy, and I want. As much as you can keep your privacy, keep it.
Exactly.
Otherwise, is all hands on deck to try to get at you.
Right.
And they're going to do it.
Exactly.
So it's one of those things.
Yeah, just like Cardi B, I read something today where they're trying to get pictures. They're offering her money for pictures of the baby.
Right.
And she's like, I want this to be a private moment. But she's been so public and so forthcoming with her life and her personal life and her information that people don't know how to draw the line. Like,
I think people get it confused with. I think with reality TV and social media, people get this Kardashian syndrome, right? And what I mean by that is the Kardashians are an open book. Period.
Completely, yes.
Completely,
yes.
Period. Right. Good, bad, and indifferent. Right. And so most people feel that They are the epitome of what social media, what celebrity is. Their whole life is an open book. They are reality.
Yes.
Well, guess what? The media, they kind of open this Pandora's box for the media. So if you're as big as them, you do not have any say-so to the public to say what you want or don't want out there.
Exactly.
So Cardi B, she deserves a moment. You can say ethically, morally, give her a moment.
Yeah, give her a minute. Yeah.
However, she signed up for this. This shit, what she wanted. She said she didn't want to be regular degular. Her words. So now she's no longer regular degular. She's not part of the civilians.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's certain things that comes with the territory.
That's true. That's true. What do you want to do?
Right?
Yes, yes.
So there you go. So give me some news, man. What's going on?
Yes. So without further ado, so this is the sizzle. Yes. So by now, I'm sure everyone is aware of the Trump Putin situation. You know, everybody's livid. Even the Republicans are just like. They're saying their little, take on it, and they are not pleased at all. So, someone who had something to say was the Terminator, Arnold Schwarzenegger. He is coming for the Prezzi's neck. Okay, so take a listen to this clip so you can hear what he said.
What's the matter with you? I mean, whatever happened to the strong words, to the strength of Ronald Reagan when he stood there at the Berlin Wall and he said, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. What happened to all that? President Trump, I just saw your press conference with President Putin, and it was embarrassing. I mean, you stood there like a little wet noodle, like a little fanboy. I mean, I was asking myself, when are you going to ask him for an autograph or for a selfie or something like that? I mean, you literally sold out at this press conference our intelligence community, our justice system, and worst of all, our country. You're the president of the United States. You shouldn't do that. I mean, what's the matter with you? I mean, whatever happened to the strong words or to the strength of Ronald Reagan when he stood there at the Berlin?
Yes.
Little fanboy looking like a little wet noodle.
Yes. Like, he really came for his neck.
Yes,
like, he really came for his neck. But it's a lot of people that are feeling like he just basically sold us out. Yeah. He just literally took Putin's word that, you know, they had nothing to do with it. So, I mean, what do you think about that?
I mean, let me tell you how my Facebook feed been going. It's been on fire with this situation, man. You know, I'm looking at some things right now. I mean, they saying that, I mean, he should be not only kind of impeached, but he should be arrested for treason.
Yeah. I
mean, it's saying a lot of different things. I mean, and when you look at Putin and his situation, he's probably the most feared leader in the world.
Right.
And our president, as much as he takes a position of, you know, strength, of leadership, he actually looked very scared in front of him, talking about, well, you know, we really need to consider that Putin and Russia didn't have anything to do with this. I mean, he really looked nervous when he was talking and addressing the situation.
Right.
Now, again, I'm not the president's friend. I could care less. You know how I feel about certain things. But, you know, people didn't stand up and do what they needed to do to make sure that he didn't get in the White House. And now that he's in the White House, we are facing the backlash of him being in the White House.
Right.
We need to do something. We need to finally come together and say, you know, certain things that we're not dealing with anymore.
Right.
We need to stop being so divided.
Yeah.
You know, you have a lot of, you know, Democrats. You have a lot of Democrats that's divide.
Yeah.
Which is almost unheard of when you have a Republican Party. For the most part, they stay together. They know this is a cause that we're fighting for.
Yes.
The Republicans, right? We have these interests and we need to stick together and band together because we have the like interests. When it comes to the Democratic Party, however, that's the only group that seems to divide.
Right.
Although it's the same, we have the same like interests, but we don't believe certain things and we don't believe certain things. So now we don't even have a strong voter block, and people are starting to find that out.
Exactly.
Let's divide and conquer. That's why we have President Trump right now.
Right. And I've been hearing also some people just concerned about our security as a country, especially down the line. Like, what about the next election? You know, if somebody wants to, you know, probe and do things. Like, what about that? I don't know. It's a little scary to me, especially when they think like, okay, you know, Putin got a pass. He got off. Russia got off.
Right.
Like, you know, what's next? It just, I don't know. It just gets really scary.
I mean, it's going to start hurting a lot of different people.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's one of those things where if, again, we don't say nothing now and we don't stick together now and we want to, you know, pontificate and argue with each other about the nonsense, you know, you know, I like social media. Well, I don't like social media. So since you don't like social media, then we're not friends.
Right.
Or I'm Christian. No, I'm Muslim. And since we're not together, so what? We're not friends. Man, cut it out.
Right,
man. We still have some like interests that we need to. That's what politics is about.
Yes.
Understanding that we have some like interests and we need to band together for the sake of our interests. Our meaning a group. Our meaning the people.
Right. And if like now is like the perfect time for us to start kind of like, you know, banding together and supporting one another. We need to put our differences aside and start supporting each other and start working together. It's just,
Good luck with that one.
Yeah. In a perfect world.
That's how it should be.
Yes. But we live in America where people have rights and there's, you know, all that good stuff. But, you know, Trump and and Schwarzenegger, they had like a little unofficial beef before where, the Prezi made a comment a little while ago about Arnold's ratings as a host of the Celebrity Apprentice. And he was just like, whatever, I wish you well trying to run this country, basically.
It's absolutely crazy. Listen to this, right? This is from Hash It Out, right? And they say, despite 35 indictments from Mueller investigation, 5 guilty pleas, and consensus among the FBI, NSA, CIA, and Senate, Trump sided with Putin, saying Putin was extremely strong and powerful in his denial of meddling with the 2016 election.
Wow, unbelievable.
And I don't want to get too much on my soapbox because, sometimes I do. But all of my NFL fans, all of my NFL fans who did not and still don't take issue with the owners and the coaches telling the team, do not kneel because it's unpatriotic. Well, your president decided to go against his country.
Yes.
And say that Putin pretty much was the greatest man alive.
Right.
I just cannot.
Yes.
Nothing against Russia. Russia never did anything to me. I'm just saying, you have Russia and you have America, which I dearly love my country. I love my country. We can complain and nag about all the issues and the problems we have here in America, but I know and I have friends who live in other parts of the country who say, you know what, Charles Gregory, you would not want to be there.
Right. Exactly.
You won't have the luxuries that you have here in America. And that's why a lot of us in our family try to get out and come to America. Because of what they see. Yeah. Westernized culture is supposed to be. Right.
You just made me think about, when I had the pleasure of interviewing the Les twins, Les twins.
Right.
Yes. And they basically, after the interview, they were kind of doing like their little community event where they were, talking and mentoring basically the kids. But they said to them, they basically apologized to them for the president that they had. And this was a year ago. This was a year ago. And they apologized they're from what? Paris? Paris? Paris. Yes. Right. And they apologized to us for our president. That's sad.
Wow. That's crazy when somebody else that's not part of your own country can look and say,
right, exactly. Imagine what they're saying now. Imagine what they're saying now. You have a president that went against the country, their own country. Like, that's just crazy. And how would you feel if you put together this whole investigation and came up with all this stuff and then you know that I don't know, not that your president is going to back you, but like, just imagine that, like.
Oh, man, it's sad.
Yes.
The treason that we're here. Treason, man. That's treason. He needs to be out of here, man.
I can't.
He needs to be out of here. This is treason, man.
Yes.
Like, I can't find okay. So if this isn't, right, what would be? I'm just curious.
Right, exactly. Like he said, he can go out and shoot someone in the middle of wherever he said he would shoot them, and he would get away with it. He would get off. So if somebody says that, they literally think they know they're above the law. They think they can do whatever they want to do and get away with it. So, like, he's living up to what he said. What he said he could do and get away with it.
And
like
he's doing it.
He's doing it,
and it's so blatant, and no one is saying anything. They can it becomes. I'm not gonna because I don't want to get in a black and white issue.
Yes.
But President Obama couldn't do couldn't do a quarter of the things that our president is doing right now.
Yeah, he's still trying to find a way to blame the Obama administration for stuff to like.
But the thing is how can you, right? It's just hard because if you look at the president that we have right now, If we do, right, impeach, or if he does get impeached, guess who steps up?
Right. I also think about that too in the back of my mind.
That's scary. If you think President Trump is a problem, that brother right there, he will be a problem.
Yes. I'm just gonna leave that alone. We're gonna go to this final story in the sizzle. Bring it back from good news, bring it back from bad news, politics to the sizzle.
To the sizzle.
So finally, yes, give me my music back. So Charlamagne Tha God of the Breakfast Club, he's livid over reports that surfaced regarding an alleged sexual assault of a teenager that he was cleared of the charges almost 2 decades ago, according to TMZ. So Charlamagne, whose real name is Leonard McKelvey, had a 2001 case where he was accused of sexual assault of a minor. So he submitted to a DNA test which cleared him of any sexual assault. However, he did plead guilty to providing alcohol to minors, and he was sentenced to probation because there was a party going on, and apparently, some minors were served. And this is when he was accused of the sexual assault. And he took the DNA test and was cleared of it. So fast forward 17 years later to now, the accuser is saying that she needs closure. So, basically, of course, Charlamagne Tha God is lawyered up. So his attorneys, Marty Singer, and Michael Weinstein, they told TMZ that more than 17 years ago, Charlamagne was accused of a sexual assault. He never had sexual relations or any physical contact with the accuser, and even provided DNA to prove it. At the time of these claims, Charlamagne cooperated fully with authorities, and after the investigation, this charge against him was dropped. Charlamagne has spoken about this many times over the years in public, including in his book. While Charlamagne has empathy for all sexual assault victims, he cannot take responsibility for a crime he did not commit. So it will be interesting to see how this plays out because, number one, he was cleared of any sexual assault against this young woman.
Right.
And, he did his time or, for the probation or whatever. And it's 17 years later, I hate to say it, but what can come out of this? What can come out of this? I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. I mean, he has talked about it. He does have empathy for sexual assault victims, but there was no sexual assault in this case. So, I don't know.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest. And as a guy, it's hard to talk about this stuff, man, because the position that I have on certain things is kind of like, it's just hard to talk about because I do have a sister.
Yeah.
And if my sister went through something and I found out, I would be livid, right?
Absolutely.
However, I would be just as mad, just as your brother, and that I'm your brother and I'm a guy.
Right.
That if you lied, right? Or if you embellished the truth a little bit,
right?
That somebody like me, you could send me away forever.
Yes. And I have seen it happen.
So that's my point. It's kind of like, what do you do and how do you feel in his heart? And I try not to, put my emotions and feelings in what I believe is a reasonable response.
Right.
But what's reasonable to me is, when do you draw the line on like the statute of limitation?
Right.
When,
exactly.
There is, quote unquote, no proof, or it has been proven, and someone has been confirmed that you had nothing to do with it. But you want to bring back up, oh yeah, it's just hard for me. It's really hard for me to talk about that and be, fair with my response when I believe that somebody's being taken advantage of.
Right.
On either side.
Exactly. I'm just curious to know, like, what kind of closure is she expecting to get? Financial closure, like an apology for, a crime that he did not commit. And it's just sad because there are victims out there who have been victimized. And then you have someone, and, I don't know the whole details of the case or what occurred or whatever.
Right.
I know he was cleared. He submitted to the DNA test. He was cleared. So, I mean, it's just sad. It's just sad, And he vows to make sure his name is, not tarnished by this. So, yes. So, we'll see what happens with that. And that was the Sizzle.
Ladies and gentlemen. This is your boy Charles Gregory with the beautiful
Lauren Sizzle.
This is WPPM Philadelphia 106.5 FM. And that was the Sizzle. What song we got coming up? We got any music coming up?
Yes, we got a little. I'm going to let you just hear it.
Here we go.
Spend it like you earned it, and when you popped off on your ex, he deserved it. I thought you would've won.
Oh wait, that's not the whole song.
Track money, Benny.
What is this?
After the talk, man. And you know what? I'm just going to. So, like I said, today I had the opportunity to be interviewed on WRD, and we talked a little bit about a few different things. He was talking about the violence in the communities, how to prevent it, and being able to have a testimony for people to hear and try to change some things. You might just change one person, but at the very least, they can hear your testimony, right? So we talked a little bit about things like that. Then we talked a little bit about, some of the things that I was getting into. We talked about We Talk Weekly.
Yeah.
Talk about where you can find us. We all over. We everywhere. We talk weekly everything, right?
Yes.
So if you don't understand what the importance of brand identity and being able to be found, if you don't know the importance of that, you need to. So if you have a name or a brand, make sure you can be found. Don't say, We Talk Weekly here, and then on there, we talk _weekly there, and then we talk -- underscore there.
Right.
You gotta be consistent.
Yes.
Consistent.
Keep it the same all across the board.
The same everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then last but not least, we talked a little bit about fashion.
Yes.
How I became into fashion. How I got into fashion, and I shared a little bit of, my story, my testimony of how I started being titled the celebrity stylist, right? And so for those who don't know, let me kind of, just get you up to speed on where that title kind of came from. So I didn't make this up. This is what people gave to me, right? I embrace it though, right? Because it's true. So I had the opportunity to, be one of the, one of the most fashion forward people at Temple University. So shout out to TU, the owls are everywhere, right?
Yes.
Shout out to them. So we had an organization called Deja Vu. So in Deja Vu, I used to put together when I say the biggest hair and fashion shows, I contend that we probably had the biggest hair and fashion show on a college campus.
Yeah.
Facts.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. So we did, I think I did it about 4 times, until I graduated, right?
Yeah.
And so it was sold out event, really packed.
Wow.
But I always did like the fashion segment because that was dear to me because how fashionable. So I had the opportunity to give people a platform for them to kind of do the right thing too, right? And so just, moving forward, me, a proud member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. So shout out to the Divine Nine that's out there, man. I got to shout out all my fraternities and sorority brethren and sisterin. Yes. Can you say sisterin? If I'm saying brethren, I'm giving their props too. So my brethren and sisterin, right? And so, right? And so, Phi Beta Sigma, I became a member of Phi Beta Sigma, and our sorors, which is our sorority sisters, we are nationally constitutionally bound, right? We are true brothers and sisters. So if you haven't seen this, we're the blue and white people, right? No, we're not talking about Duke. So, my sister, Toyin Oesu. I always give her, you gotta say her name, Toyin Oesu, right?
Mm-hmm.
I give her props, man. You have to give people their props and their credit. Because without her, I wouldn't have been coined the phrase, or I wouldn't have had the title.
Right.
And the reason for that is she started a black men's luxury and lifestyle fashion magazine.
Wow.
It was called Avenue Report magazine,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And with Avenue Report magazine, let me tell you the story. We got a nice little bit of time. So I'm going to tell you the story. We got loving relationships?
Yes.
We do? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
good. Come on, I guess I'll do about 5 more minutes and then we go. So, all right, let me give you the clip though. Let me give you this version of it because I want to get, we get to the boring segment of love and relationships and but anyway, right? Yeah. So check this out, right?
It's not boring.
Yeah, boring, right? And so, they asked me, Charles, would you mind being an assistant to our current fashion director, this young lady?
Uh-huh.
At that point, I was like, sure, why not? Like,
Yeah.
as long as I get my foot in the door, I'm good,
Uh-huh.
Well, she needs a little help because it's a men's life. Then I think you get a little twist. You could give a little twist to her, assist her because you're a man.
Uh-huh.
All right, no problem at all. Cool, I got you. Torian, I got you. You my silver, I got you. Thanks for thinking about me. You're really fashionable. I think you'll really be an asset to me. You don't even have to give me the speech. I got you, right? Cool. And so I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm trying to get in contact with this girl, right? Because we went out to like the first spread of the fashion magazine, right?
Uh-huh.
Cool. I'm calling her. She's not calling me back. I'm like, dang, what I do? Did I do anything to her? I didn't do anything to her. Like, I wanted her to call me back.
Right.
And so she wasn't calling me back. So I called 2820. I don't know what's going on. I've been trying to reach out to her. I know we a month away. She was like, don't worry about it. She'll give you a call. She don't call you in a few, just give me a call. Week goes by. We 3 weeks out. Still didn't hear anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yo, what's going on? So I'm calling her, left a few messages. She calls me back. She's like, oh, yeah, I heard you. I got your message. Don't worry about it. Just been a little busy. I'll get back in touch with you. Cool. I'm like, all right, cool. Now that I got a conversation with you, I'm all right? Cool.
Uh-huh.
Week passed, 2 weeks out. Still ain't heard from her. It's like, well, I thought she said she was going to call me back. So now I'm getting a little nervous. I'm like, yo, it's 2 weeks out. You're going to need some help. And it's like about 5 people we need to style on like 3 different looks.
Right.
That's a lot.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, so I'm not going to worry. I'm freaking out. So what I'm just kind of go through my head of what I believe may be the looks. I have no sizes. I have nothing yet. So I'm like,
wow.
maybe she's on top of it. I don't have nothing to worry about.
Right.
Fast forward, week out, still didn't hear anything. So now I'm calling Toyin. I'm like, Toyin, what's good? I haven't heard anything. This, that, and the other. She like, what? She calls the girl. Didn't hear anything back from her. She calls me back the next day. I don't know. I'm trying to get in contact with her. I don't know what's going on. And I'm like, yo, I don't even have sizes or anything.
Right.
2 days prior to the shoot, I get a call from her.
Uh-huh.
Toyin. Oh my God. She said she can't do this. This is too much for her.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, oh my gosh. Toyin freaking out. I'm like, Sora, I got you. Don't worry about it. All I need is the sizes. I'll make it happen. Just tell me, if I can kind of create a direction right now, it's too late. We can't even storyboard. It's just she's like, well, I'm seeing sizes, ABC, blah, blah, blah. Cool. Now, the thing, fake it till you make it. Fake it till I make it. I'm like, yeah, can you pull stuff? I'm like, yeah. Thankfully, they were about 5'7".
Uh-huh.
Medium build, 8.5, 32 waist. Who does that look like?
You.
Me. Thank gosh that I have enough clothes in my closet that I can pull for 20 people.
Wow.
All of the clothes came out of my closet. For the young ladies, I call my shout out to Janine. I called Janine like, yo, Janine, I need some help. Like, yo, I need to go in your closet. This.
Wow.
I got you. Don't worry about it. I got you. Went over there, grabbed all the clothes. Day of, did a fantastic shoot. Fantastic. Pictures come back. They was able to do the spread in the magazine. Since then, I was coined fashion director of Avenue Report magazine.
Wow.
That's how I got my foot. So, moving forward, right? It was one of those things where, guess what? We cover celebrities. So we got Hill Harper coming up.
Yeah.
I think I showed you the picture of Hill Harper.
Yeah,
we got Nick from America's Next Top Model. We got Brian Michael Cox, Raheem Devon, and the list goes on.
Wow.
And that's where I got my chops in styling celebrities.
Yeah, and the rest is just history, right?
So there you go. Good story, right?
Yay.
No doubt. So we got about 10 minutes. I think I was going to do something a little different, but that story lasted a little long. But sometimes you want to know who the person you're listening to is. Where did he get this background?
Yeah, that's
right?
true. That's
Absolutely.
true.
So, I could talk about fashion. Who is he? What do he know, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that we have a lot of our listeners are into fashion. Absolutely. So every now and then we need to come at them with some fashion tips, and the season's getting ready to change. Might want to know what to wear or what colors are in, what trends are in.
Absolutely.
So it might be good to give them a little knowledge. Especially those that are not fashionably inclined. But they want to get into fashion. They might want to know.
There you go. So we'll be putting a couple different segments on about fashion.
Yes.
So go ahead and get into your segment, man.
Why you gotta say it like that?
Wah.
Why you gotta say it like that? This is his favorite segment, Love and Relationships,
man. How are you?
So, in an interview on Sway's Universe, so Jada Pinkett Smith said regarding ex-wife Cherie Fletcher, Cherie, and Will have their own relationship. She's going on vacations with Will without me, with Trey, the son that her and Will had together. Right. So Jada says, I feel as though Trey needs to feel that dynamic between his two parents. It's important to feel where they do meet, so he can feel the parental connection. So she, Will, and Trey just went to Jordan. They went on a vacation. Sheree, the ex-wife, went on a vacation with her son, with Will Smith and Will Smith. So my question is this just co-parenting at its best, or is this the extreme? Is this extreme, or is it co-parenting at its best?
I say it's co-parenting at its best, man. Who am I to judge and say what's extreme or not? Because what we believe is regular, or what we believe is the norm, right? A lot of that doesn't apply when you get to Hollywood.
So I beg to differ, because I don't know if I'm allowing my husband to go on a trip, a vacation with his ex-wife, ex-girlfriend, ex-baby mama, whatever. You're not going on no vacation with her. Now, I can see if you want to do a date outing or something like that. All right, go ahead. You can spend the day. Take them to the park, Dorney Park, amusement park, something like that. Take them to go feed the ducks or something, whatever. But you are not staying overnight. You're not, I'm not going with that. I know for my ladies out there, they might have a problem. Some might be cool with it, because there's some females out there, they trust their man, or they know what, they know who they are, and they know their man is not going to do anything that's going to jeopardize their relationship with them. It's some women out there, I'm a good woman. I know my man is not going to throw away or jeopardize what we have, because I'm the best thing that's ever happened to him. But then, you got some women that's they're not having it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but then when you somebody like Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, who has or went on record as being, I guess, swingers or something like that. I guess mentality is different.
Yeah, in their situation, that might be cool, because that works for them. Yeah. But, they're not the typical relationship.
So I think the takeaway is what works for you.
Yeah, that's true. You got to do what works for you.
You got to do.
But then on the flip side, men, are you allowing your wife or your girlfriend to take a 2-day weekend trip with her baby dad, son's child, daughter's dad, mother, whatever? Are you allowing that to happen?
Well, this is the thing. I'm sure that if we got in this relationship, I am almost positive I would know if things like that would be occurring.
You're not answering my question.
So
don't try to get around this one. You're not answering it.
But this is my thing.
Yes or no? Just a yes or no. Just a yes or no.
If I got with you and I understood that this is the type of things that you would be doing, I probably wouldn't be in a relationship with nobody who, do or does certain things.
So I'm going to take that as a no. I'm going to take that as a no.
All right, there you go.
Yes.
All right, man. All right. So, there you go. That was a show today, man.
Yeah.
That was a show today. It was a cool, interesting show today. We got into a little politics. We got into a little, you could say some of that politics was good news and bad news. We talked about Donald Trump, our president, whether you like him or not.
Yes.
But we had to address him, right? We talked a little bit about fashion in my story. We talked a little bit about everything. But most importantly, we talked about love and how much we love you guys and how much we want you to continue listening.
Yes.
So make sure you always tune in. So unfortunately, we gotta go. We are now on, you already heard the announcement. We are now on iHeartRadio. Make sure you follow us on iHeart and binge listen to our shows. Like and follow us. We definitely on iTunes also. So make sure that we just said that. We just announced that we're on iTunes. So make sure you binge listen to that as well. Like and follow us on We Talk Weekly Facebook page. Download the little TuneIn app and look for WPPMLP 106.5 FM and tune in every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on weekdays on We Talk Weekly after the talk. Follow us on Twitter, on Instagram at We Talk Weekly, at Charles Gregory, at Lauren _Sizzle, at Sparkle Price this one, and at Madam Touch. Subscribe to our We Talk Weekly YouTube channel. And if you're in Philly, catch us every Monday night, 9:30 on Comcast 66, Verizon 529 and 30. Download the little TuneIn iFame TV app on Roku and look for who? We Talk Weekly. Shout out to Afro Philly MBG Network. We Talk Weekly is now syndicated. You can find us in New York City, Atlanta, Birmingham, Chicago, Delaware, Houston, Jacksonville, Los Angeles, Miami, New Orleans, New Jersey, Washington, D.C., Philly, and all across the nation. And who do you look for?
We Talk Weekly.
We Talk Weekly, ladies and gentlemen, man. We had a dynamic show. We love y'all, but unfortunately, we have to go. So we see you on the other side. Hello.
Peace.